Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Today, I'm going to show you how to throw a cylinder, right, with this ball of clay. And I'm going to do it in 3 steps for you. 3 simple steps, and that's all you really need, right? So let's get into it. Also, I'm voicing over me doing it silent. It's ridiculous. But step 1 is what you're going to do is you need to center that clay, right? And the easiest way to center it is first get it attached to the bat, right? Because you don't want it moving left and right. You don't want it moving around. You want that clay to get centered, and that's just about it. I know that seems kind of simple, but it's actually really difficult for a lot of people. And so what you're going to do is you're going to do just 2 things, right? So you got your hip pushing forward, and then you got your hammer coming down. That's the fist. Looks like you're boxing or something, right? And so you want that elbow to be right inside of your hip there. And you're going to feel that bone on your hip. You just want your elbow rocking right on that bone. And you don't want your hand to move, or you don't want it to move. You want it to be like if it was like super glued to your hip, right? And once you get it super glued to your hip, you're going to come across. It's almost like you're trying to like lift your hip over the clay. You're trying to like come down on the clay, or just almost like push forward with it, right? And so it's really key. That's kind of hard to do, but as soon as you can do that, and you can get that your body weight in the clay. Like people say body weight, put your body weight in the clay. They don't really know like what that feels like, and so that's like a hard thing to explain to somebody. And so you're just gonna keep doing this like sort of motion until it feels necessary. And then you're gonna come down with your hammer. Your hammer's over the top, and you don't want little wavy wrists. You want like strong, sturdy wrists, right? Because if your hands are moving, your clay's gonna be moving, right? And obviously the clay's gonna be spinning, but you don't want it moving. And you can see right there is where you're gonna have clay. That's where you want the pressure to be on. It's wherever that like you see that liquid is touching. You don't really need it on the top. You just want it on this palm, and it just come right down. And like again, you don't want it wiggly. Nothing can be wiggly. You want it sturdy, and you want it to come down with some force, right? And if you wanted to, you could probably just center with one hand, right? And so here I'm gonna go, right? That's just a guide hand, but you can see right there, hammer comes down, boom. It's really simple, just like that, right? I didn't really do anything crazy with my hands. There's nothing special going on. It's a lot of it is just body weight. And so here, I'm gonna do it again for you. Oh no, the clay it's all messed up. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hip, right there, boom. And watch, it goes even without my hand. It can go right on center, and then hammer comes down. Body weight, like literally, look at where my camera is. My camera's gonna get clay all over it if I had clay on my hands. That's how much like my whole entire body is coming up and over and down while that hip is there. It's an immovable object. I'll do it one more time for you guys. And so here, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna come down with your hand, and it's coming right down and forward with that hip in there, right? Obviously, I'm exaggerating the motion, but you can see where that pressure is coming in, right? And it's basically already centered. And the hammer just comes down on the clay, right over top of it, and there you go. You're centered. It's just keep practicing that, right? And you'll get it eventually. And when you can do something like that, just keep hitting your clay off to the side until you can get that thing centered right away. The second move is going to be it's the first pull, but it's also the hole that you're making all in one move, right? And this is going to be a little bit difficult because you don't want it to go all the way down to the bat. And so you're going to keep sort of your thumb hovering above your other finger ever so slightly, and then that's going to be like where you're going to go. You might get some like TPing in the middle, right, where it's just going to be like a little bit taller. You can fix that later with a different pole, but it's just down, out, and then up, right? And so we're going to start with the down, out. And it's going to be important. We'll get there in a second, but here we are. Ready? I'm like whispering it to myself. All right. So you're going down, out, right? It's okay if it's off center. Look, that's stuff's getting a little bit off center. That's fine. and then you pause. You pause there, but you don't want to go too fast. You pause, then up. Do that. You can do that all in one move. You don't have to wait in between. Just do it all in one move and you're good to go, right? And so that's the second move, right? Down, out, up. And when you're doing it, it's like this claw, right? And you're almost having like these fingers underneath of your thumb on the interior, right? It's really, and then you're using this hand to just guide it. That left hand is just to guide. All right? And here we are. We're going to get into the third step. I'm not flipping you off, I swear. I just, like, I was like editing the video, I was like, oh, it looks a little bit like, I don't even know, like a shadow puppet finger. I don't even know. But it's that S curve, right? It's that S between those fingers that's vital, right? As soon as you can get that, you're good to go. Because it's not, you're not pulling, it's all just stretching. So if you can just stretch your clay, like, clay is gonna move. Clay is gonna move. I have like a little booger on my finger there from getting that clay off. You can see at this angle what I'm doing. I'm having my finger underneath of that little hump, right? It's just right underneath, and you're just slow. You're just gonna carry that up. You're carrying it up, carrying it up, carrying it up, carrying it up. Slow and steady wins the race. If you want to go fast, go fast. But if you're having troubles, just slow the wheel down, and I'm sure things will go better for you. And always remember, if you're moving, the clay's moving. And especially on pulls, you don't want wiggly hands. You want it to be sturdy, smooth, but you don't want to be putting on too much pressure, right? It's not like centering. It's very different because the clay has like literally, it's going to go into wherever your hands are not. All right. And so this is like, those were basically the 3 steps to do it, right? But now what I'm going to do is we're going to smooth it out to make it like more like a cylinder. You know, you can do this with your hand or you can do it with a rib. And you don't want your rib 90 degrees, put it at a nice 45, and you're only going to be using a small section of your rib. You're not using the whole side of your rib. When I see people just setting it at 90 degrees that go crazy every time, it's not like that. You're going to go, at least for me, it's not like that, right? You're going in, I'm scraping that off. It's right on that bottom edge, and you're at like a 45 degree angle. You're slowly, it's exactly like a pull, but it's not as much stretching as it's more of a compression. So that finger that would be underneath, it slides, and the exterior is obviously the rib. And boom, look at that. There you go. You just carry it up, just like how you were doing before with your pole, but with that, and you basically, you got your cylinder, you know? And you're really trying to get that clay from up underneath that. You can see how some of it comes off with the rib, but also a lot of that has to come up from your pole. So that second pole is really important. It's like your slice. Almost imagine you're trying to dig underneath, even though I know you can't dig underneath because it's a plastic board. You're really trying to dig up underneath, because what I'm doing right now is that's all the extra left over. I just like to flap it up, and it's not going to be that thick. You'll see later, but it's not going to be that thick, so I usually just leave it because I get them pretty thin, you know? And that's just me trying to get it a little bit more pretty. And look, it's thing that once you get this stuff down, you can pump them out. You can pump them out, and you can just practice all day. And you'll get so good at it eventually. And I also bevel the top, but here we are. We're going to show you the interiors of it. Slice up. This is the little cool trick. You just sort of scrape your fingers on that side there, and it gets a lot of that clay, the chunks off, and then you just wipe the rest on your pants. You don't have to, but I do. And so you can see the thickness, even thickness. I beveled the top edge, and look, boom, look at that. Oh, beveled edge. It is a little bit mounding on the bottom, but that's okay. It's not really that big, but you'll get a feel for all this stuff. Like, people are always worried about going too thin. Yo, just look at it for a little bit longer, and you can get the hang of it, right? It's not crazy, you know. It's not like these. Like, people have all these tips and tricks. You don't need these tips and tricks. You just need to, do it. And see, that's what I mean by stretching. Look right now. Look. See how it's already taller than the other side? That is what I'm talking about. That is what you got to do. That's like the throwing that needs to be, happening. You know, it's not a pole. It's not. You're just stretching the clay. The stretching gets it all working. But you know what, guys? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. All the best and strong mentality. Peace.